Blah, blah, blah. Hi and welcome everyone. Today I'm speaking with Mauricio de Luca, and I actually would like to let him present himself a little bit. So I'll give you the word straight up.
Hi, well, thanks for bringing me. It's super motivating being here, and I really like talking to you since we met so long ago and you're a close friend, and I'm glad to be here. I am Mauricio. I don't know what to say about me. I'm a barista mainly. I work in coffee since around 8 years, more or less, and I come originally from Venezuela, but I've been working in Spain 8 years actually. I started learning in coffee and stuff in Venezuela, but I've developed as a professional in Spain, and now I run a coffee shop. I have my own coffee shop, DOSIS Cafe. We opened 2 years and a half ago. I'm also a kind of barista trainer, and I'm also an advisor for new coffee shops opening. And I am the brand ambassador for two different brands. Alpro, which is like milk,
Alternative, like
alternative milk,
dairy
exactly.
alternative.
Milk, exactly, plant-based. But for baristas. And also a Slayer that's espresso machines.
Okay, okay. Oh, you took it basically all of my out of my mouth, I think. So yeah, I think the key aspects for me were the coffee shop, right? Which is super interesting, the process of opening a coffee shop. And I think one little thing that you missed is that recently you actually started to be a podcaster as well.
Yeah, too. Forgot about it. Yeah.
Unraveling some inside information about the specialty coffee scene, and you were a judge for the Specialty Coffee Association in the Latte Art Championship this year.
Yeah, this year, and that was really nice because it was the first time for me judging for the SEA, but also it's the first competition after a long period of no competitions at all.
Okay.
So it was really nice, and yeah, I'm a podcaster now since I have the Specialitos podcast, which is based on specialty coffee mainly.
Exactly. And I think we're all burning to know, where did this passion for coffee start? Like, what's your first touch point?
Well, I've been a heavy drinker of coffee since like 14 years old. I come from a Italian root family, based in Venezuela, of course, but my grandparents were from Italy, and the espresso has been always in my house at the end of the table, at the end of the lunch, after dessert, always there comes the espresso. And also in the morning before school, my mom used to make me coffee, like, yeah, for sure, 13, 14 years old.
Not even earlier? Come on, you can say it.
Totally. So yeah, I've been drinking coffee a long time ago. And when I was in the university in Venezuela, I was studying marketing and advertising. And I saw a barista course, just, like a coffee shop in my city town. I was opening a course for baristas, and I was like, okay, let's make it just out of curiosity.
I mean, everyone already loves coffee, so I think someone that is interested in the bare minimum of it is like, okay, what about it can I learn that I don't know yet?
Exactly,
right?
exactly. At that moment, I just knew it was like a brown powder that tastes good and that gives me energy. Let's see what's behind it,
And I think that's something that a lot of people still think, right? Like some that don't know yet about the depth of coffee would still describe it like that, and that's fine, but yeah.
Yeah, totally. So I got in with a cousin in the course, and my endorsement, I don't know, like, yeah.
Endorsement?
Yeah, my endorsement grew.
Okay.
Grew a lot. So after that, I started making more courses.
Okay.
Yeah, I attended SEA's courses in Caracas, Venezuela, and after that, I went off Venezuela.
Okay, and you said you left Venezuela like 6 years ago, right?
No, 8.
Eight, okay. And did you arrive in Madrid straight away?
No, I arrived in Barcelona first. There was my brother. My brother is a chef.
Okay.
So he was the one like that got me into hospitality, you know. He was a chef already. He moved from Venezuela to Barcelona for working.
Okay.
And yeah, he was very interested in working in the hospitality in Barcelona, you know. It's well known and
Super
stuff.
big. So we can blame him then.
Yeah. Totally. So I came to Barcelona with him after some months, and I started working in coffee in Barcelona
Okay.
in a place that's still running.
Okay.
It's called Oma Coffee. So,
You are actually that related to Oma Coffee,
Yeah.
because I've seen you go visit them when you go there, but I thought you just have a good relationship
no,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah. It's I have to tell you more about it actually, because it's a really long relationship that got in different stuff and stuff.
That's really
Yeah.
nice. Okay, cool. And so when did the decision come up to open DOSIS? Like, and how long from the moment you thought you wanted to open up a coffee shop until like the real planning and opening happened?
Okay, it started in, I could say, around 1 year before opening actually. You know, it was a long process, but there is more to say because I opened a first coffee shop before DOSIS. I don't know if you know that.
No, I don't know that.
But yeah, it is also related to Oma.
Okay.
I was working in Oma Bistro 3 years straight, and then my boss told me if I wanted to join opening a new shop, more focused on coffee, you know,
Nice.
because Oma Bistro is more like a brunch with specialty coffee. But then my boss was really passionate about coffee, and I was really passionate about coffee, so he told me, let's open a shop that it's based on specialty coffee with different roasters, with different brew methods. They are really nice espresso machine and stuff. And I got in. I took a loan from the bank, and I got, I became a partner of my boss.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. So you actually were like business associates
Yeah.
in that way. Like it wasn't only yours, but like part of the money came from you and part of the money came from
Exactly,
him.
yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I used to run the place.
You were like fully responsible, or did you have to check in things with him?
Fully responsible for it. My boss was also like in the finance stuff, and but I was like running the place operations, I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But then COVID,
Yay.
you know. So it was super hard. Actually, we opened straight after COVID. The plan was before the COVID.
Okay, and then
COVID started, and then after COVID, we opened like in, I don't remember it really nice, but I believe around July 2020.
okay,
I
but that's still very early after COVID for Spain, especially.
Regulations were crazy. We had to close so many times. Had to work just takeaway.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend moved from Barcelona to Madrid because she got in the university here in Madrid.
Okay.
And then I stayed there alone. My brother also left Barcelona because
Really?
he also got an opportunity to open a restaurant in Tenerife.
Okay.
So he moved with my parents to Tenerife, and then I was there in Barcelona alone with this new shop, struggling a bit.
Yeah.
But the heavy part is that I was alone, you know?
Yeah, because
So-
you come home and you have no one to actually vent with, and I think it's even harder when you consider that you couldn't really go out either. You couldn't do many things outside. People were like still feeling weird about meeting new people because you're supposed to stay in your closest circle.
Exactly, yeah.
Funky times. Okay.
Yeah, totally. So I got sick, actually. I got not COVID sick, but
Yeah,
mentally sick.
tired and sad. I understand. It's a tough situation, especially
it was.
for like a first business, right? Then when you're still learning and trying to make everything work is already hard enough.
Exactly.
But then with this surrounding circumstances.
Yeah, it was so tough. So I talked to my partners. There were two partners. So I told them I cannot run this. You know, it's too much for me. I want to move to Madrid. I want like to look for new opportunities. And they were actually really open to it. They bought my part of the
Nice.
partnership.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I moved
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a really beautiful like ending to like a struggle, I guess.
Actually, yes. And then
Yeah.
we still have a really good relationship. Every time I come to Barcelona and I have time, I come to Oma, have my brunch there because I love it, and I say hello to everyone.
Nice. Cool. And then so you moved, I guess, like the end of 2020 to Madrid, or
No, at the April 2021, actually.
okay, and DOSIS opened in August, right?
In August 2022.
22.
So more or less like 1 year and a half later.
Okay.
It was actually fast.
Yeah,
See,
no, if you consider.
For me, I thought it was longer, it felt longer.
Yeah.
Because I came working in another coffee shop, as a barista. But I had the idea in my mind since I moved,
Yeah.
I was like, in Madrid, I'm sure I can do something new.
Okay.
So I was working in here in another coffee shop. And after 9 months working in that coffee shop, I quit and I started fully devoted to opening DOSIS.
Okay. And like in a nice way, then like being able to implement what you already learned from opening the other coffee shop.
Yeah.
And now then even in hindsight, like what would you do different for opening DOSIS that you now know that you didn't know at the time?
I actually, it helped me a lot, because in DOSIS, I don't feel I would change so many things. Actually, I feel I did it. I'm sure I can do better.
I did great. I was the best.
I'm sure I can do better for sure, but for me, what I did, I think it was good.
Cool.
It was good with the capacities I had, with the moment I was living, with the money I had, with the partner I got, because I also had a partner for DOSIS.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because I'm an immigrant. No, so
like,
money are.
Why do you want to do this? Where do you have the money for this? Okay, show me someone I can actually trust. No, but that's really how it is, no? It makes it even more difficult than if you were from here and had more contacts, especially. So
Totally.
Yeah, great. That's a good association then. And since then, you've worked with a lot of different roasters in DOSIS.
Yeah, a lot. It's actually like the main thing about DOSIS, It's the value proposal of DOSIS is every week you come, you will find different roasters.
Yeah.
Different beans, of course, but roasted from different people from different countries around Europe mainly.
Yeah.
I have had roasters from outside Europe also, but it's not the normal. It's normally around Europe.
No, but I think it was, Poland is in Europe, but you had Romania as well?
Yeah, I have had Romania, I have had Denmark, Finland, USA, Mexico.
Wow.
Colombia.
Cool. Well, yeah, the typical, those are more like the typical, I guess, but like still not as much. And how does the process work? Like, how do you contact them? How do you find them?
It's funny because it's actually mainly on social media, That's how I discovered most of them. Okay. Also, I'm now at a point that they come to DOSIS, which is really stress relieving for me because
they find you, but
they find us, they send us samples, they send us the offer list and stuff, so it's much easier than the beginning. But mainly social media, mainly also I have a lot of roasters that I know from my career, I have been in coffee for so long, I have been to so many events and stuff, so I have like a list.
Yeah, there's the guys that we all know in some way, but at the same time, it's always interesting to find new emerging talents in the end. You never know if they are doing something different, something funky. Like all of a sudden they were doing so much fermentations and that was like a hype for a while. So it's nice to be able to adapt to that. I remember that I went to DOSIS a lot more, especially because of that offer. Because everyone else had like either the typical roasters from Madrid or like some specific roaster from the outside that they were like praising, okay, we are the ones that have this. But I think it made it more interesting, especially as a barista or someone that is more...
Totally. Yeah, and I think the market today in Spain, but I'd say Madrid mainly, it's crowded and it's growing a lot in specialty coffees, but then you find a lot what you just said. like we have this roaster and we are devoted to this roaster because we believe in his brand, which is in its brand, which is totally perfect. But then as a person who likes to explore, it's a bit boring, you know?
Yeah,
As
of course. Yeah, but I mean, there needs to be something for everyone. So
Exactly.
this is just a part
And
of
that's why-
the market, I guess.
Totally. So
Nice.
those is, yeah, change that a little bit.
Cool. No, and I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Recently, you actually went to Venezuela, I think mostly for like holidays and to
Yeah.
like reconnect with la tierrita un poquito. But
Yeah.
you had the opportunity to go visit fincas.
Yeah.
And actually beef, I think it's for the first time that you went to the origins, right?
Yeah.
Like in general.
Yeah, totally. It's actually, well, I came from origin,
Yeah.
but as I just told you, I came without any kind of expertise. You know, I learned there, I did my courses there, the first ones, and then moved. So I didn't went to any farms, any kind of, you know, specific specialty coffee producer. So it was my first time, and it was great.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of mixed feelings because it was 8 years that I haven't gone to my country, and then 8 years of expertise in specialty coffee, and it's my first time getting in touch with real trees, real producers, real fermentations, real processes.
Yeah.
It was dope.
And beautiful because you already had, I don't know if all of the contacts, but with Café Ciencia, you already were in contact before,
Yeah.
and they had come to Madrid. So it's like not returning the favor, but being able to go and see where they come from something they already showed you.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
It was, they came, we tried their coffees, we were completely blew away because coffees were great. We really enjoyed those coffees. And then we could go there and see how they do it. And it was like, whoa.
And how would you think it changed like your perception on coffee in general from what you've had before, just being able to actually see it with your own eyes?
It changed it a lot because as I do what I do in DOSIS, I change roaster every week. Sometimes we have 2 different roasters every week, and normally we have 4 roasters brewing at the same time. It's crazy. It's a lot of coffee, and you start seeing coffees like you see beers in a market, you know, in a supermarket. It's like, oh, this one has fermentation, this one no, this one's from Salvador, from Colombia. I don't really like what they do in this finca. You know, it's like a product. It is a product.
More like a
Exactly, like a super huge catalog of coffees.
losing its magic.
Exactly.
A bit.
A bit.
A bit.
Or yeah, I think you lose like the grounded. I don't know how to say that.
I always say to people that have no clue or that like don't really know about coffee, I'm like, you're gonna think I'm super posh, you know, because I'm for most of industrial coffee, I'm already like, I'm sorry, but like, it's not. I don't mean to be mean, but I can't drink it.
I
you
can't
know?
drink it, yeah.
And it's already within specialty coffee that I'm getting to a point where I'm like, no, this is not nice, you know? And if you're just starting out, everything is nice, but it's just like with wine, if you're becoming a sommelier or if you're cooking, then you will notice if the eggs have something more special or if the sauce has like more time cooking or whatever it may be. And this is the same that happens in coffee.
Totally. Yeah. So I was at that point. But then I visited 4 fincas in Venezuela, and I was like, I'm a dumb ass. Because there is
You ignorant man.
totally. There is so much work behind it, and of course we always talk about it. And specialty coffee is that, it's respecting the chain and adding value to producers and stuff. But when you go there and you see like the infrastructure they have there, the how many people make a living from it, you know, it's
Impressive.
It's impressive. It's a huge organization for selling coffee at €5 the kilo, you know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it should be worth more. I mean, just the stock of coffee also has like doubled, I believe, in the last few
Yeah, in the
years,
last
if
few-
not more. So like we're gonna see another increase in that
Yeah.
probably, but it is mostly luckily due to the fact that people are appreciating it more, and there's more and more science also going into the production and
Exactly.
machinery and investments in the end for the fincas as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that changed my mind, and after that, I am actually buying less coffee, but more
Special.
more special. Exactly,
Nice.
more concept, more that roasters that really know what they have in their catalog. You know, because now it's super easy to become a roaster. Like you buy a roaster machine, and you have so many importers in Europe that
Yeah.
you get green coffee from them, you roast it, and you sell it 2 times
The price.
The price.
Yeah, there's people taking advantage of it in a sense that have no clue what they're doing.
Exactly, and,
Yeah.
and they are selecting the green coffee like, okay, I have to have one Brazil, one Colombia, one Ethiopia, and maybe one Indonesia,
Yeah.
which is a bit weird. But they
Yeah.
don't know what the farm is, what, you know.
The message behind it, no?
Exactly.
The storyline in real.
Exactly.
And so what is Venezuela's storyline? And I'm gonna lit up the little kettle over here
Oh, yeah.
because I brought a little surprise that we're actually gonna make coffee
huge
from
bag.
Venezuela. It's such a huge bag. But yeah, my partner's mom went to Venezuela and brought us some coffee, and we actually were able to roast it here. And so yeah, maybe you can explain to us what is so special about Venezuelan coffee.
Well, about Venezuela and about this coffee, actually, you know, because it's one of the fincas I went in Bocono.
No way! Okay.
Yeah. It's Bocono, Caracas, because it's a couple that grows their coffee in Bocono, which is far away from Caracas.
Yeah.
And then roast and sell their coffee in Caracas. And in Venezuela, there is so much to say actually about the coffee in Venezuela. It has a lot of potential. It has the kind of the same profile as Colombia.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it makes sense geographically.
Yeah, exactly. They are next to each other. It's most of the coffee in Venezuela is grown in Los Andes, which is this cordillera that comes from, I believe, from Chile or from Argentina.
Yeah, I mean, they share it.
Yeah, it's super huge. So yeah, and Venezuela has a history in coffee because before petroleum,
Oil.
Venezuela was living out of coffee. You know,
Yeah.
they were selling more than 6,000 tons of coffee a year, which is
Damn.
a lot. And yeah, it was the main income for the country.
Until they decided to politically and economically ruin it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
and yeah. And they move apart from it. And we still have roots. We still have great coffee, and with the developing of specialty coffee, there are so many producers doing a great job in there.
Nice.
So
How exciting that you're going to be able to try a coffee from... I mean, you already tried them there as well, but...
yeah, but maybe not this one because they do a lot of processes, and I saw this one is a natural coffee. I tried the washed one, so
Okay.
I'm really hyped about that coffee.
Exciting.
Was a great surprise. Thanks for that.
I'm going to let you grind this up to the last and switch the water.
There we go. So yeah. I actually want you to listen to this beautiful sound.
All right, I'm going to bring this little setup here. Give me a second.
Also, one of the things about Venezuela is that there is so much more to do yet. You know, it's an industry that is still on development, there are a lot of professionals from Venezuela around the world because most of us left the country,
Yeah.
so we are kind of everywhere. And so I think we could be ambassadors of that industry, all of us that left. We just need to get the coffee.
Of course, because the industrial coffee hasn't had the chance to get power over it, and that way it's more able to develop in the direction of specialty coffee. I hadn't thought about that, actually. Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot to do, a lot of things to do, and we have great quality.
No, and flavor profiles, and I think like there is so many places within the country that are not taken advantage of yet, that have very special mineralizations within the mountains that you have with Caribbean tropics and all of that.
Yeah, and it's a country that you can grow Arabica, you can grow Robusta if you would like, because there is place to do it, and you can do like fine Robusta if you would like. You can do great Arabicas, you can sail super easily from there, you can ship easily from there because it's Caribbean.
Let's just hope everything will turn out for the better then. I'm gonna grab this from you, then I'm gonna be a little interview, senora.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So is this one pre-wet?
Yes.
Okay, super. There we go.
I've done my homework.
Nice.
Gonna switch these up. Here we go.
And yeah.
All right, so we just boiled the water, but it had the opportunity to cool a little bit.
There we go.
And we're doing 20 grams today on a recommended 340.
There we go.
Yes, it's a little bit broken. It's just like gonna be my teacup.
There we go.
Ooh. I've tried. You can actually go slightly slower if you want, if you can. But
I will try.
yeah, I tried it yesterday just to see if it even works at all, because
It is working.
I'm ashamed of my actual kettle. We are a humble household here. Okay, we have like a little scale that doesn't cost as much as some of the scales can cost, and it does the job, But
Yeah, totally.
yeah,
And also the kettle does the job.
just for some like visuals, I thought like the teapot would be cute.
It is indeed.
Oh, and for those who don't know, we're actually using a method that is called Orea, which is a bit of a mix between Calita and the V60. But it does have a better flujo de agua, and like the water has like a way to run through it that makes the extraction of the coffee more constant, is it?
Yeah, indeed. And also temperature, it's super constant. It's now super famous, this one. It's many champions are using it and stuff, it's really nice.
Do you like the Orea, you personally?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah? Cool.
But I normally do like more kind of cone shape brewers. I'm super used to the V60 or origami because it's like the one I have had always in my home.
Okay.
I can grab this one.
Yes, Ken.
But yeah, it
Cool.
normally brews really nice coffee, this one right here. And there are a lot of papers and...
Yeah, I used to use the AeroPress at home, and it still does a great job. Like when I travel, even when I travel, I now take the Orea because I've just fallen in love with it. But
it's unbreakable also, right?
Unbreakable, yeah. And
It's important when traveling.
the AeroPress does a great job, if you're starting out, and it's not the same price range, I would say, but it's a good one. So here we go.
Indeed. There we
Look
go.
at
We
me
got
being
the
all
coffee.
prepared.
And all coffee related stuff. I like it.
All right, let's see. Wow. Would you be so kind?
Thanks a lot. Beautiful cups.
Yes, I made them. Thank you. They are actually running under the brand a little bit as well.
I love them.
Oy.
Smells like hum.
Yes. You think it's nice?
That smells really nice, yeah.
Cool. I was gonna smell
raisins and
the microphone
chocolate.
for some reason. Super nice. Now you have
Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. And I thought it would be nice if we made a little coffee. If we made a little coffee together.
Yeah, for sure. Since
Yeah.
we're talking about
Since we're
Coffee.
talking about coffee, but I'm about to switch the topic a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
So being a businessman, I know that you are very busy. Business. No, but your days don't usually look the same always, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's still some things that are recurring tasks, and like I was just wondering, what does like a typical-ish day in your life look like?
Well, a typical one would say is I wake up at around 7:30. I drink my coffee first thing always. I do an americano in the
Okay.
morning. It's easy, fast. I need coffee.
I need coffee. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Americano, espresso, hot water, and glug, glug, glug. Then I go to exercise. Normally I go to the gym or I run. But this is a habit I'm working on since September, more or less. We are now in December, 1st of December today.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, I would be finished and showered at 9, more or less. Get my breakfast and go to DOSIS.
Okay.
So I go to DOSIS. It's already open. We open at 8:30. Normally during the weekdays there is Carla or there is Nikita that opens, and I come and help them if needed, or not. I go to the I was gonna say wardrobe, but it's not a wardrobe. It's where we
The closet? But yeah.
no,
The
It's
armario.
like kind of the staff room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the staff room.
Yeah, the staff room.
Yeah, so
And organize.
unorganized totally, so looks like a wardrobe. And I go there with my laptop and start doing stuff. I cannot say like what do I do, because there is always something different. I have to put some new coffees on stock. I have to add some coffees to the e-commerce place, or I have to contact some clients that want a espresso machine or a beverage or a plant-based milk. And I have to call someone, etc.
So it's a mix of like meetings and like catching up on messages and
Yeah.
figuring out the day.
But if I take the phone, there is always something to do. So
Yeah.
I in that place, I go and I like focus.
What is one of the tasks that you like to do the most, like that you actually look forward to?
Oh, that's crazy, actually. Good question. I like seeing offer list of coffees. I really enjoy that.
Okay.
What I'm ordering, what I will bring. That's some of the most things I like. Also, I really enjoy being at the bar, like talking with customers, brewing coffee for them. I really, really enjoy that. And for my work, after DOSIS, I really enjoy going to new places opening that I don't know that bought me a espresso machine, or that got in contact with me for plant-based milk, and like advising them, or I'm talking with them before opening and stuff.
Yeah,
I really enjoy that.
the experienced eye sees things that like someone that's new in it doesn't necessarily notice. We make this habit a while ago with my partner as well, like in the boom of specialty coffee shops opening in Madrid. We would go to everything that would open new. Like
Okay.
in 2021, like when it's like one new place every week. And well, we both work in hospitality for a long time, so it's just fun to be like, okay, I like this. Maybe I would have done this differently. No, it's just like playing around, and in your case, actually helping them to better their situation because you know them already and can give them some advice, right?
Totally, yeah. I enjoy that so much that I've become an advisor, as I just told you. Now I have done 3 advisories, one in Mallorca, 2 in Madrid, and it's like great. I really enjoy that. It's a lot of work and a lot of stress because there is people investing money in something that they don't really completely know.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stress, but I love it. I really enjoy it.
It's like a parallel to life a little bit, right? Because you just find something that you are passionate about and you just don't really know why, but it's what you want to do. And then you look for someone that can help you realize that is just like a few steps ahead, which you have already opened your shop, you're already working in the scene for a while. So obviously you can help someone that is just like dipping their toe in the whole industry.
Totally. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it feels great for me.
That's beautiful. And
Really
how do
nice.
you think that the specialty coffee industry will evolve, like in terms of people's like mindset towards it, like understanding the worth of coffee more and like the flavor profiles, but also just like the general spread of coffee into the industrial in some way?
Yep. I feel it will become commodity. You
Yeah.
know? It will become like the regular. Every new project that comes to life that is not working with specialty coffee, it's missing out. You know? So many new projects that are not related to coffee, like let's say a burger shop, you know, or whatever, has to work with specialty coffee, you know, because the customer is getting so used to it that they will refuse to drink any other coffee.
Yeah.
So I think in few years, 5, I would say, it would be hard to find places that doesn't work with specialty coffee or at least kind of a specialty coffee, you know?
Yeah,
like
not-
this 80-ish
Not
coffee.
necessarily the craziest, most expensive coffee,
no,
but
no.
like having like the baseline has been lifted up. Right?
Exactly.
It's not gonna be the thing that tastes like burnt something, but you actually looking for this like sweet-ish flavor,
Exactly.
chocolatey flavor that doesn't need to have to be anything super crazy, but like to make like the standard be something higher.
Exactly.
Which is just serving everyone. Like it's serving us in the first world, like enjoying a nicer cup that is also like less harmful to your health, actually.
Exactly, totally.
And it's helping the people in the fincas because they can invest that money into growing as well, and it's just another industry that is gonna be helped by
Exactly, and that's also another point that's why I believe it's gonna become standard, because prices are so high, like in the stock market, that regular bad coffee it's almost as expensive as a specialty. So
that. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just stupid to buy bad coffee. You know,
It will
it's better to
be-
buy better coffee for €1 plus. €2 plus.
100%. If you're looking for the reward, like cost and reward side of it, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also baseline specialty coffee is not so expensive for customers. You know, customers are paying for commercial born stuff. I don't know, €2, $2.20 for a café con leche, for a latte. So with a regular baseline specialty coffee, you can charge that and still be profitable. So it's gonna become standard for sure.
Exciting. No, I would love to see that. I remember when I was in Australia that like coffee everywhere was tasting good. Like occasionally there was a coffee that was like, ooh. Well, I mean, you can still extract a good coffee in a bad way for it to like taste less good, I guess. But it will still be a different experience,
Exactly.
100%.
A nice experience at least.
Yeah, hopefully. You have accumulated actually quite a following on Instagram for your personal page and for Dosis, and like starting to grow that following as well for the podcast, but it's only been a few weeks, so it's normal that it's not that far yet. So how are those projects different for you, and what was important in terms of the mission and their vision for you?
Well, my personal page started as my journey as a barista. You know, like I shared everything that I learned. I shared everything that I fucked up. I shared everything, and also I have shared, and I'm still sharing, funny things that that happens when you're a barista. You know, so a lot of people connect with that. So yeah, basically my personal page is my professional life.
Yeah, like a personal brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. It's my personal brand. I share everything that I do professionally, but I always try to see the funny part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't share that much of the stress, of the of the bad parts, of the not so much earning stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's a lot of bad things happening around. So I try to share what's good about specialty coffee, about hospitality also. I talk about this hospitality a lot. And then when I opened DOSIS, I wanted to share, of course, what we do, of course, what we offer in DOSIS, because we have a lot of things to sell, so we have to show it. But also what it feels like being at DOSIS, you know? So when you come at DOSIS, you will always find a person that could talk to you, that could be nice, that could be friendly, that could make you laugh if you let him or let her, of course. So yeah, that's something different, you know. In one, I try to show the experience of coming to this place, and on the other one, I try to show what's nice about working in hospitality and coffee.
Yeah, like I personally feel like your personal page has a lot of educational parts as well, whereas Dosis is showcasing like more of the different roasters and like the different sides of coffee itself and the situations that baristas are in with clients. I'm pissing my pants a lot of the times. It's amazing.
It's super funny, and a lot of them comes from that, you know, like, today this happened to me, says a barista working in Dosis. Okay, let's make a video of that, you know, and let's make fun of it.
You have no clue how many stories we also have from different situations where you're like, we could write a book.
Yeah, totally. Definitely, totally. It's a pity that I have such a bad memory, because if I could remember everything, I had gold in there.
Yeah. And you touched actually a little bit on stress, right? On the stressful parts of working behind the bar, of like being your own boss, actually. What do you do to like handle that stress? And do you have any like non-negotiables or something that, okay, I'm feeling like this, I'm gonna act like this now?
Yeah. Today I have that.
Okay.
Today. 2 years and a half after opening Dosis, and almost 4 years after I opened the first one in Barcelona. At the beginning, it's not that I didn't have the information, because my partner has always been there, and she's like super focused on that, on mental health
in general,
because she's studying for being a doctor.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how important it is, you know. Today, I'm like super focused on not missing my exercise routine, because that's stress relief. I don't know how to explain that in words, you know.
Yeah.
It's super important for me now. I also tried meditating, but I'm not so constant with that. But it feels relieving.
Okay. What kind of meditation?
Just like I got an app.
Okay.
And I follow what they say.
Okay. No,
but
great.
After that, my brain is like a bit calm. In 3 seconds after, it's not calm, but at that moment, it gets calm.
I just found a few weeks ago a protocol that is called non-sleep deep rest. I don't know if you've heard about it. And it's actually like a 10-minute meditation-ish.
Okay.
And eventually you can do it for yourself, but it's from one of the guys that I listen to the podcast.
Okay.
He's like a professor in Stanford about neuroscience and all of that.
Okay.
So yeah. And basically it's you focusing on your body and like, okay, my feet touch the floor, etc. And he guides you through those 10 minutes with eyes closed, and is supposed to reset the brain for the different stimuli that it's exposed to during the day.
Nice.
And I've been trying to do this like more regularly, especially when I've been working for 2, 3, 4 hours and I just want to take a break. But you feel like sleeping, but sleeping never actually helps the way you think it will.
I know.
And doing this routine, and then you just open your eyes and it just feels like everything is moving slower. So I'll pass you the link.
Yeah, please. I would love so. I would love to check it.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, I don't think I have a lot to share on that point, because I think I have to work more on that, because I'm super anxious normally, and anxiety is my worst enemy right now.
Okay.
Because I have so many things to do.
Yeah.
That they're always around. You know, they're always around my mind, And yeah, I have to work on that.
The fear of forgetting something
Exactly.
and like
Actually forgetting something and then making it super fast to catch up.
Yeah.
Prioritizing stuff, it's still to be done.
Of course, but is it learning by doing, I think,
Exactly.
as well, you know.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
already a lot better than you were probably last year.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
What is a limiting thought that you think you still have for yourself?
I'm still struggling with money relationship.
Money relationship. Okay. In
Yeah.
what way?
Sometimes I feel guilt
Okay.
with money.
Huh.
You know, when I have to work on that, I'm sure. Because sometimes I buy a pair of shoes
Uh-huh.
that I like them. You know, I like shoes a lot. And then I buy them and at the moment it's great. But when I have to show them in the world, I feel guilt. Like, do I deserve it? You know, there's people struggling to buy food and I have,
New
that
shoes.
happens. Exactly, yeah.
I understand.
And it's like, I used to make less money than I'm doing now. And now I have to work with that, you know?
Yeah, it's getting comfortable with the fact that, like, just because you have a little, you're actually fine, you know, like I'm doing okay and I'm handling my life, doesn't mean that I can save the world now.
Totally. It's not in my hands. And yeah, you shouldn't feel guilt, but it's my limiting thought, you know? Sometimes I don't buy stuff out of that thought.
Okay, which
Yeah.
is not the point either, you know, like, I guess, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
And what do you think is something you could do to change that?
I'm actually don't know. I'm not sure about it. I have to be sure that I deserve it, you know,
Yeah.
because I have put a lot of work, a lot of 14 plus hours day of work for months. So it's okay. You know,
Yeah.
I have worked for it.
Is
And it's not like I'm a billionaire now. It's
no. But it's
But I have
probably in some way related then to, like, in some way it's like the self-worth of it, like accepting that all the work that you do, I think, because personally something I struggle with is because it's fun, it doesn't feel like work. And even if it was a lot of work and I got really tired, then it still was kind of fun. So it doesn't feel as like struggly
Whoa.
work.
yeah, I feel super related to that. Yeah.
And then to think like, I deserve it, but I did something that I had a good time with, you know, just people blaming supermodels for like, but you just sat in front of the camera all day. It's like, yeah, but you needed to learn a whole lot of things to get there. Or
Totally.
the football players, like, oh, they earn so much money. I'm like, you have no clue how much these men or women train.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. Since they were 7 or something.
And it's all leading up to that. So it's a version of reflecting on how valuable the work is that you do, even though you don't think it was as hard as it should be to be as rewarding as it should be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah?
Yeah, and actually it helps.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, but I have. Sometimes that's my limiting thought.
Yeah, but and would you say you feel like an imposter sometimes as well in terms of like the things you know or how much you can teach someone?
Kind of. I have felt that, but now I'm not in that place. I'm more confident now.
Cool.
Yeah. When I was opening Oma Coffee, I was like shaking. My legs were shaking, you know, because we were opening a real focus specialty coffee, and I had just 3 years experience working on a brunch, and I was like super freaky. And that moment I had so many courses. I had all a laboratory in my home, you know. I was ready for that, actually.
Un friki.
Un friki. I was super ready for that. But yeah, impostor syndrome hit so hard at that moment that I was never sure of the coffee I was serving, you know?
Yeah.
And if there comes a barista, I was like thinking, he's gonna notice it's not a good coffee. And they are gonna put it on Google and they're gonna say they have a great machine, but they don't brew nice coffee, you know? I was like always thinking on that 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But now I'm pretty sure of what I'm doing.
Cool.
of what we are doing at DOSIS
As well. Like you are the team, and with the team stands and falls everything, right?
Totally, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think by now, yes. Maybe on the business part, I can feel sometimes an impostor, but also I'm working on that.
Yeah, I think it's just because one will do things at some point that you've never done before. And whenever we have to jump into new responsibilities is when we feel like, oh man, I've never done this. How am I the one telling anyone
Exactly
how to behave or how to act? Or
yeah, and that's crazy. And it's also the feeling, I don't know if you have it, but when when you feel young, like 20 years old or 19 years old, and there comes a kid and asks you something, and it's like, I'm still young. I cannot answer you, you know? I'm also a kid.
Ask the adult.
Exactly, as the big one, as the grown-ups. So, yeah, when I was like 6 months old with DOSIS, and another person opening a shop asking me something, is like,
Yeah.
asking me?
Me?
But yes, now I think I feel more secure.
You can give valuable advice.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm so confident on that I'm charging people for that. So
exactly. And I think that's a beautiful point to reach in your, like, I never find the right word in English. I don't like self-confidence. It's like a different thing. Like, it's seeing your own self-worth, but like a mix of it all.
But I get the message.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Seeing your worth. Maybe,
yeah,
you know?
Seeing your worth and just like not being afraid to charge for it, you know? Like,
exactly.
If someone else is wanting your advice, there comes a point where that advice is actually worth a return because you have worked hard and probably invested in yourself to be able to give that advice.
Totally.
Yeah. And how do you handle motivation along those lines? Like, do you think it's... Yeah.
I did so many things years ago based on motivation that now I don't work on motivation at all. I just work on what I believe it's gonna have a good benefit or a good result, and I constant work on it. You know, motivation for me, it doesn't work a lot. It can help you some days.
Yeah.
To go out to do what you have to do, but constant work is what actually works.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I did stuff on motivation, because my motivation comes one day and then comes in 6 months.
No, and I think motivation in some way is also strongly related to how rested you are and how little stressed potentially you are. So it's like, okay, we're already in the flow of things, like may as well keep going because
I just go with the flow. Actually, when I started working as a barista, I started because I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And then I got in the situation like, okay, I have to work to live. So now I'm in the flow, and I have been 8 years working because I have to make a living.
So wait, rent doesn't pay itself?
No, sadly not.
No.
Sadly no, yeah.
And what within those like tasks or things that you may not be as motivated to do you struggle the most with?
Tax stuff. It's horrible. I hate that so much. Like invoices, being organized and getting in touch with the assessor, with the administrator and stuff. I hate that so much.
Yeah, so tedious, small work, right? And one little comma or one little number wrong and like the whole thing is off. And
it's off, exactly.
Yeah.
So I realized that I had to let other people do that work instead of me. So now I have an administrator in DOSIS that he does all the finance stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I ask them, do we have money to buy coffee? Do we have money to do this? How much are we paying on taxes? How can we try to spend more or spend less? You know,
Yeah.
because I was not doing a good work with that, and I was not enjoying that at all.
I mean, it's a rule of thumb, right? That if you can pay someone to do the job that potentially you dislike or that just takes up time for you, and they can do it better than you, then outsource that stuff.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's so much better. After that I started working so much more in DOSIS. I started the e-commerce. We are working on a second place now.
Ooh.
That's I haven't said that yet at all.
Okay,
So.
exciting. We can teaser that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we are
Here in Madrid.
here in Madrid.
Okay.
So I'm like super focused on growing and stuff, you know, because tax stuff, it's
No, I'm being
and
able
in
to.
Spain that's hard.
Oh, I know.
That
Spain.
hits really hard.
They just make it hard. I don't know why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, this is my third year being an autónomo, a freelancer here in Spain, and
Oh no, this is when it actually gets harder, no? Like, I know. I've only had like 4 months on my back and I'm already dreading the moment of like 3 years. Please
Yeah.
no. Man, I wanted to ask you another thing. No, I feel like it's beautiful that you are able to outsource that part that you didn't enjoy so much and that you actually struggle with, and that makes you
Exactly.
potentially demotivates you from doing the work that you actually enjoy.
Totally.
And now lets you focus on the things that you do enjoy, and for a consequence, the business is growing and your self-confidence grows and the joy within it grows and everybody's happy.
Exactly. Totally. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm glad for that.
What is something that, like, if someone that is watching this would like to get into coffee or start to understand a bit more about coffee, like, what is their advice from you?
Well, to be conscious about it, to ask the right people about coffee, and to enjoy the process, you know, because so many people starts like, okay, there is work in coffee, so I'm gonna get in it. That works for all industries. So you have to enjoy what you want to do, and there comes the reward. So learning is key part of getting into coffee, because many people just want to learn working,
Yeah.
which is right, but not right, because if you don't have the base, you will work on nothing. So I would recommend getting on the SEA courses if you have the money. If you don't have the money, you don't do that.
YouTube is your friend.
Exactly.
It was mine back then.
Totally. Yeah, SEA courses are great in these kind of cities, because after you do the course, you know the base part of it, and then normally they help you get the work that will give you the expertise, which is nice, but you need money to start with that. So if you don't have that money, because it's expensive, YouTube is your friend. Also, there are like, well, this is not advertising, but there is Barista Hustle. If you know English, you know English because you are listening to us. So,
Or you're trying to.
or you're trying to. But there is Barista Hustle that sells really nice courses that will give you the base to understand specialty coffee at an affordable price.
Cool. Nice. Thank you.
Welcome.
All
But
right.
you already know.
I already know that, but like they don't know that. So
Totally,
I
yeah.
back then, like, because I got into coffee because of the latte art, like so many other people do. It's like, oh my God, it looks so
Totally.
pretty. How do you do this? I'm like, I wanted to know. And then I just like drank the internet out of how to do the latte art. And I
Yeah.
got good really quickly, you know, just because I enjoyed it so much. And it wasn't
Exactly.
for getting into coffee or for like some big end goal. It was just the joy of it.
Exactly.
And yeah. So
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then after you wanted to get a job and you already had that skill, so helped it.
and I got to understand that like not the drawing on the coffee is what makes the coffee tasty, but like actually the extraction within the coffee and then the origin and like the process and
You're getting the chain,
so
you're
you
getting-
understand like, whoa, this is so big, but this happens to any industry, like you said, that if you're wanting to do anything, if you find some kind of passion for it, that you're naturally curious about it, then you will just dive into it and want to know more about it intuitively. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
and so
couldn't agree more.
couldn't agree more. I have one last big question before we get some recommendations from you.
Okay.
Okay. What are you the proudest of from counting in your professional coffee career?
Besides opening my own business, because I think that would be it.
Una corona. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to put you a little crown.
Yeah, I think it's my biggest goal, of course, because DOSIS is now recognized in the specialty coffee industry, and other professionals respect my work. So I think that's the most
Rewarding.
rewarding thing.
Nice.
That other people that I respect, that I believe they are great, respect what I do. So that feels nice, and I feel complete with that.
Cool. That's beautiful.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I respect your work a lot as
Thanks.
well. I mean,
respect your work also.
there is a big reason why I invited you to be here. I think it's very
Thanks.
inspiring from where you've come and like how you've made your path in this industry and like opening up your own business, but also the personal growth that is happening behind the scenes and the small steps that like nobody actually ends up seeing, or not as many people see, and that you always take it like with a smile. It's always, we always get you joking or being like, ha, you know, so it's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, I'm super glad.
Yay. And so we wanna get some recommendations from you. Like, what is a mantra that you go by, or just like a song lyric or anything like poetic that
Okay, I'm not sure whether did I read or listen this, but it helped me a lot, and I completely believe. But I remember it in Spanish. I have to translate it in my mind.
Say it in Spanish and then say it in English.
Intelligent people learn from their mistakes, but geniuses learn from mistakes of other people.
Okay, I like that. I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah, when I read that, it was like, okay, I have to look around me.
Yes,
learn,
like,
you know? Yeah, and I think it comes from empathy, because people doesn't feel a lot of empathy, and they see another people fail, or another people that struggled in life and then grew up, and they think it's luck, and I think it's this happened to him and that's it. But if you look deep, you can like learn what happened there.
There is certain steps that end up always being the same, whether it's dedication or consistency or the mindset or a combination of all of them.
Exactly, which sometimes end up in luck also, because I think luck is very important in a path of an entrepreneurship or
definitely
in general.
Yeah, I think there is this sentence, I'm gonna get it wrong now, but it's like success is when opportunity meets luck.
Yeah. I can agree. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I would add some skills also. That's my Spanglish.
I would know. Okay, and like what book would you recommend? That could be business, that could be coffee, that could be...
Well, this one is not business nor coffee. This one is one that I enjoyed a lot, and I revisit so many times in a year, which is El Mundo de Sofía.
Okay.
I don't know if it has to be translated in English, but I don't know the name in English. It's about it's philosophy. It's a history of philosophy, but like super friendly to read.
Okay.
As a novel, you know. So you meet a lot of the philosophies there, and I enjoy that book a lot.
That's really nice. I'm gonna write that down. That sounds very interesting.
Mundo de Sofía.
El Mundo de Sofía. And Sofía is meeting all these people.
Sofía is living a history. She starts receiving random letters from like a philosophy master.
Okay.
So he leads Sofía to meet all the different kind of philosophies.
That's
around.
nice. Because it would make you connect all the different philosophies, not just like stand
Exactly.
with one, but combine them, right?
Totally, it's a way of looking at them as a history, since like I believe it starts in the old Greek around 400 before Christ or so.
The Greeks knew their shit.
Yeah, that one I really like that book. I think it's the only one that I revisit every year, because I'm not that person that revisits books or movies or.
Okay, you just read them once and then they're
exactly,
gone. Okay. And maybe that's potentially more consistent. Like, what kind of podcasts do you listen to?
Okay, this one is business related. That helped me a lot with the part that I don't enjoy, about taxes and finances. This one is called Finanzas Organicas. It's in Spanish. And it's a Venezuelan guy that lives in the States and gives a lot of finance advice. And it has helped me a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, like to order my money thinking, my money flow and stuff, like where should I get the money from, how should I invest it, and how should I organize my personal finance. That one helped me a lot. I've been listening to that like since the pandemic.
Wow.
So. Yeah, like since 2020.
Nice. No, and
which
finance.
I was struggling really hard because, COVID, I was a barista and stuff.
No, and it's such a big topic, finances, I think.
Yeah.
And for the fear of actually looking at them or like tackling the big monster in a sense, many people don't want to get into it, when there's some very small things that you can do already at the beginning just to get like a better overview.
Totally.
And to understand a bit better your spending, where is your money going, how could you potentially invest if you save something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He actually has a mantra that always says, I have to translate it also. It's like failing to plan, it's planning to fail.
Again?
Failing to plan, it's planning to fail.
Yeah.
I think it's not from him, but he always uses it.
Yeah, I have heard this one before though. Yeah, every time makes me think.
It's like what I'm planning.
Wait. Cool. And I was also wondering, the internet is very big.
Very big.
Very big.
Yeah.
So is there any account or artists that you'd like to like shout out or just recommend because you enjoy them or they deserve to be seen more?
Well, in the fun part, I enjoyed a lot of memes. I really enjoy memes.
You're like, no joke.
There is a cousin of mine that she makes really fun art based on memes, but it's artistic and it's really like pretty and funny.
Okay.
At the same time, it's called Deusco. Deusco with a C and a K.
I'm gonna link it whenever this is anywhere.
That one's really nice.
Cool.
And also like for business entrepreneur stuff, I really like Gary Vee.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't agree with him because he's like super non-stop and stuff. I really like to stop. But yeah, I really enjoy what he says normally.
I guess it's also like a level that you reach in a certain industry. Like he's very much in business and finance and all of that. And the people that enjoy this so much they are non-stop because that stuff doesn't sleep either, like with the internet being 24/7 and new financial opportunities also being 24/7. It's just like, you don't want to miss out. Like it can be a bit complicated, but I understand like the rhythm and the intensity.
Yeah. I understand it, and I learn a lot from there. But I'm a bit more chill.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm way more chill too, but yeah, there needs to be people and people.
Of course, totally.
And then I have a fast track for you. A fast track that I haven't told you about yet. It's just gonna be quick.
I'm cut.
You're cut. It's a quick back and forth. It's very, very short, okay? Just, no explanation, no nothing. It's this or this.
All right.
Okay? Sleeping in or getting up early?
Getting up early.
Filter or milk coffee?
Filter.
Silence or music for working?
For working, music, totally.
Salty or savory food? Savory. Me too. Costa Rican coffee or Kenyan coffee?
Kenyan.
Kenyan.
Love Kenyan.
Yes, the African coffees are the
God
best.
blessed.
Nice. Well, this is it.
Thanks.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yeah, it was really super fun.
Yeah?
Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. First time podcasting in English. Not feel super confident, but hope you understand.
No, everything was perfect. And like, I always think of people because you were mentioning like, my accent or like some mistakes and whatever. Yeah. And I think everyone just learned, like, one, it's impressive enough that you speak another language to this level. And second, it's just your personality in another language, you know?
Yeah, totally. It feels like another person.
And the vibe of it and all of it. So I enjoyed speaking with you in English because we don't usually speak in English with each other. And appreciate you taking the time.
No, thanks for inviting. Oh, okay.
And I have something for you.
Damn.
I have a little bit of the coffee for you.
No way. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
That means a lot. Haciendo el cabotal.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
De nada.
I was there.
You can brew it at home with proper equipment and peace.
And time and stuff. Yeah, for sure. My morning tomorrow is this one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is Victor Montilla. I met him. I'm going to tell him.
Alrighty. Cool.
Thanks
That's
a
it
lot.
then. ¡Yay!
¡Lo logramos!
¡Lo logramos!
A ti.